Hello everybody and welcome to this week's AVARigs. My name is Wesley, not as always, but as always to my left, we have a behemoth of a PC, so let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So we're gonna go ahead and start out with the case as always. So this is gonna be a Fractal design. This is gonna be the Meshify 2 XL. And I love Fractal, everybody knows that. And this is gonna be the light tempered glass edition as well. So as for the motherboard, we're gonna have an Asus ROG Maximus 13 Extreme. This is gonna be a Z590 chipset, meaning we're gonna have an Intel CPU. Which Intel CPU, you ask? Well, it's gonna have a Core i9 11900K. Moving on to the GPUs, which are taking up a majority of the case, we have two RTX 3090 Founders Editions. And then moving on to, I almost forgot. We also have the NVIDIA RTX NVLink bridge for, SLIs and stuff. It's pretty nice. Moving on, the customer chose 128 gigabyte kit of Kingston Fury Beast memory, and this is gonna be clocked at 3200 megahertz. Moving on to the power supply, the customer needs a lot of power, so he went with a big power supply. We have the EVGA 1600G Plus. This is going to be a gold edition power supply, and this is going to be a fully modular power supply as well. That's kind of important for a little bit later down the line when I get to cables and stuff. Moving on to the cooler, we're going to have an AVADIRECT branded EK Elite 360 millimeter radiator. This one does feature the RGB fans, and so you have some up here and some down here as well for maximum efficiency. Moving on to fans, we have in total, let's see here, 4. Okay, so we have 4 of the Corsair QL120 RGB fans. You're gonna have 3 up front and 1 in the back. Moving on to storage, and there is quite a bit of storage. We're gonna start out with a Samsung 2TB 980 Pro M.2 SSD. Moving on to 2 Samsung 2TB 970 EVO Pluses. Those are gonna be M.2 SSDs as well. Moving on, we're gonna have 2 4TB 860 Pro 2.5 inch SSDs. And then moving on again, we're gonna have Samsung 2TB 870 QVO 2.5 inch SSD. And to round it out, the customer needed a little bit more, okay? The customer chose a Western Digital 10TB black HDD, and this is gonna be the 7200 RPM. The Western Digital black editions are primarily for gaming anyway, so the speeds. And now moving on to the last bit of this build. So I've talked about it before, and this is going to be no exception for this particular build. So these are going to be Mainframe custom cables. This is their custom sleeving kits, just almost any color you can think of. The customer went with straight black, which looks better than the ones that you get with EVGA, in my opinion, because they're, I don't know, they just look a lot more sleeker. I like them, but yeah, and that is, if you have a fully modular power supply, you're going to be able to do that. Even semi-module, but you're not going to be able to change out, your 24 pin and I believe your CPU pin. But yeah, no, this is a behemoth here. And lots of storage. I'm kind of jealous of all the storage. I love my storage. But yeah, so here it is. And let's go ahead and wrap up this video, shall we? Oh, let me just go ahead and throw this in there. This is most definitely a workstation build. So, I really don't think I need to throw that in there, but this customer has a powerhouse. He chose a powerhouse of a build. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is gonna go ahead and do it for this week's AVARigs. As always, if this is a build that interests you, you have several ways of going about obtaining one. The first way won't net you an identical build of this, especially with 2 GPUs. But if you are in the market for a gaming PC, but you don't want to go through the hassle of, picking everything in the configurator and all of that, or you just want something like that super quick, we have an awesome option for you, and that is our AVA INSTABUILDER. So with a little bit of information you have to input, such as your price range, what games you were looking to play, what resolution you want to play at, and then a couple other small questions. What that's going to do after you put all that information is the INSTABUILDER is going to run behind the scenes, and it's going to go ahead and put together a PC specifically for you that is going to run the games that you are looking for at the resolution you're looking for. It's a pretty cool system. You do have a couple options that you can control, such as case, but it is a super simplistic way to get a PC that is going to fit your gaming needs. Now, if this is a build that you're specifically looking for, you have two ways of going about that. The first one is you can go through our configurator and pick everything identical to this build, or modify a couple things here and there. Maybe you don't need all that storage. Maybe you're like, wow, that's overkill. I don't need that much, but you'd like to put that, somewhere else. You can very much do that. Or if you feel like you might need a little assistance on getting what you truly need, you can reach out to our awesome sales team, and they're going to be with you every step of the way to make sure that you end up with a build that is going to suit your professional, your gaming, and your, basic Facebook scrolling needs, if that's, what it boils down to. But nonetheless, all that information is going to be down below as always. Be sure to give us a like, comment about this build if you'd like, and subscribe. But without further ado, my name is Wesley. This has been AVARigs, and I will catch you next time. If you like the PC in this video, be sure to contact our sales team at sales@avadirect.com, or you can head over to our website by clicking on the link in the description below. You can choose from many pre-built options, gaming or workstation based, or use our configurator to build the PC of your dreams. Be sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe, and don't forget to follow our social media channels at avadirect.com.